So this, as you'll have seen, is a Tama Artwood snare drum from the 1980s. There's the badge, which I hope is in focus. Looks like it's in focus. I've had this for sort of 13 or 14 years or so. I got it from a friend of mine who, I think if memory serves, he just couldn't get a sound out of it that he really liked. So he had the edges recut by Gary Noonan, who, if you're not in the UK, is quite a well-known British drum builder and restorer and things. And but yeah, I think he just couldn't get a sound out of it that he really sort of cared for. I mean, it's funny, really. I mean, this is one of the odd drums that I generally don't mix heads, but I've got a Remo clear snare side, and I've got an Evans something or other. Oh, power center reverse dot actually on the batter, and this head is knackered basically. I'm sure if I took it off, it would be cratered. You know, you can see where it's been very well worn. There's a mark down there. You know, the coating, I think, is very slightly starting to come off. But I am too scared to change this head because I've kind of got this drum exactly where I like to hear it and where I like to feel it. And subsequently, I will be only doing one single set of sound file with the one tensioning, which is this one. It's sort of crispy but ringy. I mean, the batter head is quite tight. The bottom head is sort of tight as well. The wires are actually, I mean, there's a little bit of sort of, you know, play and stuff in the wires, but I mean the wires are sort of fairly tight. But I kind of got this drum exactly where I like it, and I'm not going to basically mess with that. I mean, I've even got, in one of the few drums, I've actually got lug locks on as well. I don't normally need lug locks, but you know, I just like this drum, the way it sounds, the way it feels, as it is. So I'm not going to mess with it. Funny enough, I mean, I've always managed to keep it in the same ballpark tensioning. You know, even though I sort of do take it out, like now, I'll take it out and play it for a while, or go and gig it or whatever, and you know, it always sort of manages to stay at that ballpark tensioning. But I like it. It's kind of crispy, but it still has a very nice ring to it, which is sort of quite uniform in its sort of tailing off. It sort of tails off like that, and you know, I just like that about this drum. 10 lugs, the square tube lugs, mechanism, which, you know, again is very Tama. It's like the sort of Gladstone-esque type. You know, it's either on or it's off, and it doesn't do much else. And I mean, that's a little stiff, but again, it's probably a good thing in this instance. But yeah, I mean, that works. It works nicely. I've got pure sound wires on the bottom. The edges are kind of rounded, actually. In fact, yeah, I've not really spent too much time looking at the edges on this drum, but they are. It is more of a rounded edge that you can see there. Hopefully that'll focus. And then the snare bed's only sort of about there, so it's not a particularly wide snare bed, but it's noticeable. I mean, it's deep enough. I don't know if you can sort of catch a glimpse of that, but you know, it's. I mean, it is what it is. It's obviously, because the edges were recut from the original. It's kind of a little bit of a freak of nature now, maybe a little bit of a one-off in that respect. But for whatever happened to this drum beforehand, it now sounds wonderful to me. As I said, it's just a very crispy, ringy sound, and it's a maple shell, and you know, the sort of bird's eye maple sort of amber finish. I don't know what the actual finish was called, but yeah. So it's not, just by virtue of the fact that I only ever keep it at the one tensioning, it's not the most versatile drum. But if I need something that's that's kind of right in the middle, needs to do, you know, a lot of everything. This is a good drum to choose, and obviously if I want to sort of dumb it down quickly, you know, there's always like the old snare head, because I'm too tight to buy a big fat snare drum. The old snare head, or alternatively, obviously you've got the other, you know, snare muffling devices, which you can get, and you know, that'll kill the tone straight away, and you know, that'll work for a drum like this. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.